Welcome to Be Feminine, the place where emotional insight meets unfiltered truth. Today's topic hits hard, but it's one every man needs to understand because before a woman cheats, before anything physical happens, and before the relationship starts to unravel, she'll say something that seems innocent. A single phrase. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. That's the message today. This phrase isn't aggressive or blunt. It doesn't sound like a red flag. In fact, it might sound like she's worried about you or unsure about herself. But it's not what it looks like. In psychology, we call it emotional distancing, and it is one of the most subtle yet powerful signs that something deeper is brewing. Now let us get this straight. Not every time a woman says she is feeling uncertain or confused means she is cheating. But there's a big difference between honest relationship introspection and the manipulative language that precedes betrayal. When a woman starts to feel emotionally disconnected, whether because of a lack of attention, validation, or communication, she doesn't always confront it head-on. Often, she'll begin preparing for her exit silently, but that silence eventually cracks. She might say, "You deserve someone better," or "I don't want to hurt you." These phrases sound compassionate on the surface, but they're loaded with unspoken meaning. What she's really doing is giving herself an emotional out. She is planting the idea that she is not what you need so that when the truth comes out maybe weeks or months later she can say, "I tried to warn you," and that's the catch. It's not about what she says, it's about why she says it and how. Most men in these moments go into comfort mode. "Of course, you're good for me," they say. But what she hears is, "You're still blind to what I am doing." That small reassurance you give her gives her the freedom to continue down a road you don't even know exists. Let's explore how this process starts. Women in general tend to cheat not because of lust or sexual boredom but because of emotional disconnect. Emotional betrayal often begins long before anything physical happens. It could start with a conversation at work, a supportive message from a friend, or a series of interactions that feel emotionally safe. Over time, these connections grow. They make her feel seen, valued, and desired. All the things she may not be getting from you anymore or that she thinks she is not getting because she is emotionally checked out. During this phase, the internal conflict begins. She knows it's wrong, but it feels so right. That's when guilt enters the picture. And guilt needs a release. It needs to be explained away or diluted. So what does she do? She starts shifting blame indirectly. She starts creating a narrative in which she's no longer the villain. This is where those coded phrases come in, phrases like, "I feel like I've lost myself," or "I don't know if I'm in love anymore." These aren't just emotional expressions, they're pre-conflict justifications. They allow her to later say, "I told you something was wrong," and what's more heartbreaking is that she may not even be fully conscious of this process. It's not necessarily calculated, it's emotionally driven. Her words are the result of inner tension, a battle between guilt, attraction, desire, and disconnection. And here's where many men fail. They dismiss these phrases as mood swings, emotional drama, or just her being stressed. But ignoring these signs is like ignoring smoke when there's fire in the house. It will cost you more in the long run. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being aware. If she starts saying things that question her worth in your life or express vague emotional discontent, listen. Don't just fix it. Don't brush it off. Sit down and talk. Ask her directly, "What's changed?" Because once the distance starts, it grows fast. And finally, let's dig into the psychology even deeper. When a woman is emotionally cheating or on the verge of doing so, she is operating in two mental spaces. One is with you, the familiar, the committed, the structured. The other is the unknown, where desire, validation, and newness live. If you're not filling the emotional container anymore, someone else will. That's not justification, it's reality. But before she fully steps out, she'll test the waters. She'll try to see if she can emotionally exit without confrontation. That's when those one-liners come out. And if you fail to pick up on them, she takes it as emotional permission to detach further. she'll feel like she tried. She'll justify it by telling herself you didn't fight for her or notice the signs. It's twisted, but that's how emotional disconnection works. It rationalizes betrayal as a form of self-preservation. Now, some women will cheat silently and never say a word, but many will unknowingly give themselves away with a few subtle phrases, not because they want to be caught, but because their subconscious needs to offload guilt. The key takeaway here isn't fear, it's emotional intelligence. You don't need to interrogate your partner every time she says something emotional, but you do need to stay tuned in, stay connected. If something feels off, it probably is. And if she says something that sounds like she is doubting her role in your life, don't ignore it. Don't just say, it's nothing. Ask, communicate, engage. And most importantly, don't react emotionally. Respond intelligently. Because awareness is your power. The earlier you recognize the signs, the more you can protect not just your heart but your peace of mind. And that's what we want you to have here on Be Feminine Emotional Clarity. Thanks for being with us. If this resonated with you, like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Stay sharp, stay compassionate, and never ignore what her words might really be saying.